What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. Today I bring you a 1/3 scale statue. This is something I always wanted to buy, but didn't for multiple reasons. But then my wife asked for my monitor in my video game room. I don't really use it anymore, just because I got my new LG OLED with zero lag. If I play a video game or watch a movie, it's in here. So I decided to remove the monitor. She needed it for work. And I thought to myself, holy crap, I can now put a statue here. And this statue popped up in mind because A, I was playing the video game. I absolutely love the character. It's my favorite character of this universe. The video game is one of my favorite. So today I bring you guys, dun 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 dun, Spider-Man 1/3 scale statue by Pop Culture Shock Collectibles. So I actually had my waitlist converted. Funny thing is, I jumped on the wait list because my buddy was wanting it. And then when I told him, hey, it converted, do you want me to buy it for you? He's like, no, I went with the variant. So I'm like, all right. So then I thought to myself, well, I moved the monitor that day, like, I actually could fit it here. Holy crap. So I looked at my finances because, as you know, I have to sell to buy new. And I sold some things. And here we go. So this is a one-off. I'm not collecting the line. It's really just, I absolutely love Spider-Man. I love the video game. And I really want this statue. So, in a fortunate turn of events, I was able to get this exclusive, which for me is a must-have. I really like seeing Spider-Man use his webs. So I'm really excited for this. 1/3 Spidey. There is quite a few pieces to this. Now, good sign, the base is heavy. Most of the time, PCS's 1/3 bases are super lightweight, and I hate that. I don't like lightweight bases. It feels like the statue can break the base because the base is so hollow. Now, this is definitely quite dusty, so I will need to air blow this before I set it up in my statue room. I wish factories would dust statues before they, box them up. So here's the base. I got number 37 of 250 for the exclusive. Yeah, freaking styrofoam everywhere. Now, I know some people, say this is quite difficult to set up. So I did watch a few unboxings before I made my decision. So I know where some of those parts are that others struggled with. So as I was playing Spider-Man just 2 days ago, when I made the order for the statue, I realized the exact scene this statue's from. It's when Spider-Man first encounters this villain. All right, so this peg. Now, I think it's like this, actually. Yeah. Yeah, so when he first encounters, I'm drawing a blank on the guy's name, but that villain, there's a giant one of these like demon heads that you're basically fighting. And so that's the exact scene it's from. So it is from an actual scene in the video game, which I really like how they do that. Now, this definitely looks like a delicate piece, so you want to be careful. Yeah, they actually do label this right, so you know which one it goes in. And it's a big metal rod, sits in there. So before I throw Spider-Man on, I do want to complete the base and get everything set up, because once I put Spider-Man on, it'll be more difficult. So there are a few different little pieces like this that do go on this. So I'm just going to get them all out real quickly. So crazy things happened. So my work got a email the other day from one of our C-level executives saying that due to COVID, they're going to give us each a raise of an extra $200 a month. I was like, holy crap, sweet. What place does that? Just gives you free money like that during a pandemic. Just every employee gets $200 extra. I love it. Granted, that does not mean more statues. I do not put any paycheck money into my statues now. I used to, not anymore. Now I have to sell to buy new. So that I wish it meant more statues, but it doesn't. Wife controls the money. Yeah, there is quite a few pieces on here for sure. Now I think this one, does it go right here? Whoa. Nope, magnet pushing against me. Actually, I think this goes here. Yep, strong magnet. Look at that, guessed it right instantly. Yeah, there is a lot of pieces for this. For a 1/3, most 1/3s aren't a ton of pieces. You know, it's usually like body, arms, head, and then any switch outs. Most bases might have 1 or 2 pieces, but not this much. All right, not there. Interesting. All right, there's one more piece, and then it's Spider-Man. This one definitely is going to go here. So the reason, you know, some of you may ask what justifications I did for buying this. So 1, it's my favorite Marvel character. 2, it's a video game statue going in the video game room. 3, it's 1/3 going next to Goro 1/3. So yeah, these are strong magnets. So I made the justification that it's not part of my Marvel collection. What the heck? Oh, this is the string. They just folded up in here, because I know it's bendable. Yeah, look at this. It's like a wire. This is what the exclusive is on this. So we got Spider-Man, 2 arms, and then 3 additional base pieces. Yeah, you don't want to lift it up on that. Lift it up from the bottom, not the horns. I need to look at this. I need to buy another turntable. I'm using the other one. All right, so there's a little piece that goes right here. It looks like it's this, should be this guy. Yep. And then there's a big one right here. And then this one right here. I know there's a piece that goes right there. Yeah, I think for this type of piece, they should include instructions. Because even watching unboxings, I'm still like, where the frick do I put this? I know there's a piece that goes like right there. I remember seeing someone do it. I don't even see it in here. No. We got 2 pieces left. These things come off so easily. wait, it's this one right here, Jupiter. Okay. All right, there's a big one back here. All right, one more. All right, looking at this, where would this one go? Jupiter. I have no idea. I'm gonna have to figure that one out later. So I'm sitting here looking. I do not see it. All right, so here's Spider-Man's hand, which looks great. This is the backhand, the one that holds the rope. And let's get Spidey out himself. I feel like this is going to be a difficult piece to move around because I feel like you want to grab it by this, but you can't. You have to grab it from the bottom of the base. All right. So here is Spider-Man with two giant rods. All right. He's in. Whoa, those are strong magnets. Alrighty. So there it is. I just have one last piece outside of, I'm going to do this once I end the video. That might take a little bit. But there is one final piece. I'm not sure where it goes, so I'm going to need to find it. But here it is. Initial thoughts, wowzers. This is crazy. I'm going to need to digest this. But crazy, crazy piece. So I'm going to digest this and fully set it up. Alrighty, folks, so I finally got it all set up. I still have to air dust it before I bring it into the statue room or just do it there. But I wanted to show you where the last two parts were. So obviously you have the exclusive web. Now, I'll be honest, it's a pain in the butt to get set up. I mean, once you get it set up, then it's done, but it is a pain. And the last piece actually went right there. But just wanted to show you real quickly here next to some other 1/3s, you know, like the Harley and Deathstroke, so you can have an idea of how big this is. So it definitely looks 1/3, looks correct, you know, compared to the Suicide Squad, it looks in line. Obviously, it's a jumping dynamic pose, which I really like. That's one reason I really love this statue. I love dynamic 1/3s. My favorite 1/3s are the dynamic ones. So, Marcus, Wolf Predator, they're both very dynamic. And it's rare you get to see a dynamic 1/3. I would hate just a standing up Spider-Man in 1/3. I think that'd be so boring. So this is extremely cool. So massive base as well. It's quite big. You just got to make sure you carry it from the bottom. Don't touch anything up top because they're all magnetized. We'll dive deeper into it once we get it in next to Goro though. Alrighty, YouTubers. So here we go. Spider-Man all set up. Now, to be honest, I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to put it right here above this white shelf because there is actually very limited space right there. Like, that shelf is only 7 inches deep, and then it can extend into the window a few inches, but miraculously it fits. Now, I put it on top of a Lazy Susan, like a 12-inch Lazy Susan or a 10-inch, one of the two. I just feel more comfortable having it on that, and I kind of wish this did have some sort of underbase. And honestly, even with like the Spider-Man logo, like the Amazing Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, something, I think that would improve it. If I was to change a design, I would do that. That's the first thing I would do, is change that. Outside of that, that's really the only big issue, well, not big issue, but thing I would change. Maybe an additional thing, if it was possible, to get him shooting out another web. Although you'd probably want it same material as this one, and that would be quite difficult considering that's like a heavy wire. I do wish the whole wire thing was done easier. It's very, very difficult, and it's actually kind of heavy. And if you do it wrong, the wire will sort of pull the arm out of the socket. The magnet is not as strong in that back arm as it is the front arm. I wish the magnet was stronger in that one, the one arm that counts. Those are the two issues right off the bat, I would say, that I would fix immediately. Outside of that, I really think this is an absolutely fantastic statue. PCS definitely stepped up their game. You can definitely see a quality difference between this and, some of their statues from years ago, like some of the ninjas where they have just the hollow bases. They feel very, almost like light and cheaply made. They look great, but they feel cheaply made, where this one feels like solid polystone. Everything feels really well done. Once you get it connected, it does connect quite well outside of that exclusive wire, which is a pain in the butt. Now, I had two options on how I could display this. One was up there, or two was right in front of the laptop. Although, considering the way it looks, I think I prefer it up there, give me the extra desk space. And technically, I could actually, honestly, even return Motaro there if I want to. I'll see how that looks. Because I originally thought I might have to display Spider there, and so I'd, put Motaro somewhere else or sell it. But now that I can fit him there, I can easily put Motaro back, or I could do something else. But let's check this out. So this base has a translucent look to it. It almost reminds me of like a jade look. Like if you go to the Chinese store and you see jade, like a jade boat or something, that's what this reminds me of. It looks just like jade, where it's that black and green translucent look. And I love jade. I always have. Every time I go to a Chinese store, I've bought jade boats in the past and different Chinese artifacts. And I think this suits the base quite well, considering in the game, this is more or less like a cloud, or the people wear these demon samurai masks once they're possessed. And PCS definitely did a great job on this base. It's very, very cool. It looks both like a mask, cloud, jade, translucent effect. Tons of craziness going on, even just like this effect right here. Like it's taking over. And then back here you have, this came out. Okay, there we go. So the exclusive just hangs into almost like a portal, like he's coming out of a portal, and it's swinging around. And you can really display this how you want. I think this is probably the best, is to have it loop around and then up and around like that. And I just had it loop like that. There's a little magnet that holds it right there. So you could technically wrap the thing around his hand, but I didn't really want to do that. I was trying it. It's like, I don't want to do this. I didn't feel comfortable doing it. So I didn't like doing that. But I do like having the exclusive. I do think it adds quite a bit to both the story and the overall look of the statue. I don't think it's an exclusive or fail, but it is a cool feature that I personally wanted because I like my Spider-Mans having the web. All my Spider-Mans currently but the Iron Spidey have a web feature, and I really like it. I think it's done very well when there's a web because, he's Spider-Man. He's always shooting his web. So it's like, for me, it's a feature to have. So the base overall, the only thing I'd change is add an underbase with a logo. I think that'd look really cool. Or some sort of underbase. I just feel like that would improve the overall look of the piece. Maybe even give it an extra 2 inches of height. Like do a 2-inch underbase with a sick looking Spider-Man logo and theme. I think that would bring this to another level. But overall, that actual look of the base and everything is fantastic. It looks extremely well. It's a very unique base, obviously. But I really like it. So you go into Spider-Man himself. So he connects, obviously, in the two pieces, as you saw in the unboxing. So his whole body, there's no head seam, which I really like, because most Spider-Mans have those switch outs and they have a head seam, and I hate seams. So this one, there is no seam at all. And then the arms are hidden very well, so you can't see the seam at all because of the design of the costume with that blue coming around. So you can't see the seam line at all. Now, this costume is, of course, from the Spider-Man video game. They just recently released Miles Morales, and PCS already confirmed they're making a Miles Morales 1/3. I would have to see how big that is, honestly, because I do love Spider-Man Miles Morales. If I could honestly fit it here somehow, I would consider it, because I do love him as a companion piece to this, but I'm still happy with this as just a standalone here in my gaming room. So Spider-Man, this is from the video game. It's the main costume, the advanced spider suit. You get it shortly after the intro of the video game and a little bit into it. So I do think it's quite a cool looking costume, much different than your typical movie look, because you have a giant white logo of the spider instead of your typical like black or blue. But PCS did a great job on the texture work here. It's textured throughout the entire thing. So even like that red, look at that. Now I don't know if that is supposed to look like that or if that's just dirty or sloppy paint. But there is some like black gunk, I will say, or something right there. If any of you have this, let me know if yours has that on it. The eyes look very cool. They have an extreme texture, almost like they're screen door type look. Quite interesting. It's almost like there's a plastic cover and then like a screen door type effect behind it. Now I'm not 100% sure if there's supposed to be like battle damage. I don't think there is, but like I said, there's that little like blackish on his forehead, and I kind of see it throughout some of the body all as well. It's a very dynamic piece, sitting on 1 foot, so it's not even pegged into the actual base. It's pegged into another item pegged into the base. And that piece it was pegged into is very heavy and has a deep, strong, like peg and magnet going into the main base, and the main base is quite heavy. And it was 2 pegs on Spider-Man, so I don't think you'll have to worry too much about a leaning issue on this bad boy. I mean, Spider-Man isn't super, super heavy to where I'm like, oh my gosh, how's this gonna work? He has a decent weight, like he's semi-solid polystone, at least towards the bottom half. Because I believe they have a rod that comes like all the way up into his abdomen areas from what I've heard. But overall, I do quite like it. I think it is really, really cool. Obviously, it's a lot smaller than Goro and Darkseid, but it is still a decent, good-sized 1/3. Spider-Man in general is a smaller character, but it is great to have a 1/3 scale version of him. Now, let's say I'm working, that's going to be my angle now. So instead of the old monitor, I got a Spider-Man 1/3. Now, I can't angle him more forward because of that deepness, but I think this angle actually is honestly probably the best to look at it anyways, because when you look at it straight on, I mean, it's still great, but I also think this is one of the better ways to look at it. So extremely cool for sure. Overall rating, I'd probably give this a 9 out of 10. Is it my favorite Spider-Man statue, not including the bust I have? I'm going to say yes. It is better than all my other Spider-Mans. Better than the Sideshow Premium format, the Iron Studios Comic 1/4, and Iron Spidey 1/4. So currently, it is my favorite Spider-Man statue now. I am still getting the Iron Studios Far From Home Spider-Man. So we'll see how that one stacks up. That one's priced at $1,000, where this was $1,100. So it's only $100 more expensive to get the 1/3. Granted, they're both technically 24 inches tall, but that one has a more probably elaborate base, the light up feature. Plus, Iron Studio seems to be quite expensive. We'll see how that one stacks to this though. But so far, I'm going to say this is my best Spider-Man in my collection. Anyways, let me know your thoughts and comments below. What do you think? So I definitely love it and think it looks freaking awesome. So hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a great day.